One.
The last great Coliseum, this high-banked half-mile racetrack that we call the Bristol Motor Speedway, has seen legends in victory lane such as Richard Petty, Cale Yarbrough, Darrell Waltrip, Dale Earnhardt, and many more. The game changer tonight? This speedway has laid some clay, and the World of Outlaws sprints are ready to play. Who can get it done? With 36 degrees of banking and speeds averaging over 130 miles an hour, it's going to be one to watch. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to PTRTV. I'm Brandon Kreutz, alongside co-commentator and technical producer Corey Silva. And Corey, we're about ready to go here tonight.
Yes, we are, Brandon. Happy to be out of the production truck and kind of double dutying here today for some sprint cars at Bristol Motor Speedway. As you talked about, the kind of gimmicky conversion, if you will, but they've been doing this off and on for 20 years, so it's kind of normal practice, and we'll see what's going to go on here on this iRacing official series event.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is the iRacing fixed series, so these guys all run on the same equipment here tonight, and it should be hopefully a good race here. So this did not split into any other sessions, meaning it's all just one group of drivers, all different skill caliber, competing in one race here tonight. So Looking at qualifying now, and it looks like we do have some pretty quick times here. Derek Sellers up on the top of the board right now, as well as Ben Estep down just below him, and all these times pretty close. One thing that shocks me for now that I think is probably going to change throughout this 30-lap event, Corey, is these guys ripping the bottom at the moment for qualifying.
Yeah, as that track does, wear out, as that moisture goes away, these guys will start running further and further up the track where we only do have 30 laps, Brandon. I don't know how much we will be kind of rim riding it, but I think that we will have some multi-groove action over the course of the evening.
Brock Brewer up at the top of the board, 13.943 for car number 5 of Brock Brewer. Derek Sellers still holding that second position back there. Chad Burt so far laying some laps. He's up to that 4th position with a 14.074 for car number 2 of Chad Burt. And Nick Bradham going to be back there rounding out the top 5 so far, 14.082 with about 3 minutes left on the qualifying board.
Now, worth checking out, Brandon, the weather conditions here today in Bristol, Tennessee. 77 degrees in the air, 65 on the clay, minimal humidity and wind. And just to note, we are running at the virtual 8:30 a.m. and it does look like we have bumped right to the grid. So cut the chase. We're going to give you the PTRTV starting lineup here from the Bristol Motor Speedway.
Starting on a pole, car number 5, that's going to be Brock Brewer with a fast time of 13.826. Starting outside, front row, right next to him, it's going to be Derek Sellers in car number 8. Starting second row inside, it's going to be car number 3, Ben Estep. Starting to his outside, it's going to be car number 2, Chad Burt. Starting in the 5th position, third row inside, it's going to be car number 1, Nick Bradham. Starting to his outside, it's going to be car number 6, Eli Valentine. Starting in the 7th position is going to be Leonard Harrison and car number 7. Car number 4, starting at his outside, is going to be Tyler Groff. Corey?
All right, just to get this done quickly because these pace laps will fly by, we have Greg Higby at 9th, Patrick Zarowski in the 10th spot. In position number 11, Jason William, Jim George in 12th. Then we have Craig Inc., Justin Egan, Benjamin Kolsch, Dan Irvine, and Anthony Prodden, and Anthony Boot in the 18th spot. As one more pace lap around this Bristol Motor Speedway, and we will be under green flag conditions.
They got the 1 to go signal from the starter stand that time by the iRacing official. Pace truck will make its way down into the safety of pit lane, this time at a turn 4, and what a view this is. The last great Coliseum covered in clay. These 410 sprint cars are ready to rip around this place tonight. And as you said, Corey, a virtual morning race here for these guys. I don't know if they got rained out last night in the iRacing world, but running 8:30 in the morning, these guys gonna grab their coffee and get ready to go. Pace truck gonna make its way down into the safety of pit road this time. Brock Brewer's on the throttle. Green flag is in the air at Bristol.
And we head into quarter number 1. High, wide, and handsome are the leader all the way at the top of the track. Second place of Derek Sellers goes dive bombs to the inside as we go side by side off quarter number 4.
Nearly a drag race this time at a turn number 1. Sellers couldn't quite get there in car number 30. Now they got company back behind him. Here comes Ben Estep wanting to join the fun. 3 cars, now 4 cars under a blanket.
Through 3 and 4, the outside groove does have Brock Brewer, and he's going to hang on for the time being as a yellow flag on the speedway.
Caution flag flies on the speedway. Car number 17 hard to the outside wall. And it looks like he had a lot of help. That's going to be the 15 of Jim George back there, giving him a little bit of a turnaround and hard up into the concrete, nearly up and over.
Yeah, caught that on PTRTV replay, as you did say, Brandon. Quite a bit of help in that endeavor, so we'll see how that does fare. And Brandon, you are the dirt expert. I believe caution laps do not count, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
That is correct. So we are 2 laps into this event so far. When we come green, we'll hit the 3-lap mark. So that is the only stipulation. They will, I like to call it a charge lap. So they will take the green, and that lap will count after the green flag flies. So we'll come back to green with 3 laps in the books out of the 30-lap feature. And these guys going to try to get lined back up here, ready to roll.
Yeah, but for people that are watching, obviously, PTRTV, we're doing some test broadcasts here, trying to work out the kinks here as we fully reopen for the 2022 campaign. So if you do like what you see, you can check out our website, primetimeracingtv.com. Our information there. And if you have any inquiries, of course, feel free to check it out.
All of these guys lined up once again, and hopefully we'll see lights out on top of the pace truck this time by
Brandon.
Derek Sellers giving Brock Brewer a little bit of a love tap there.
And one thing we have to learn, Brandon, with these official broadcasts is we kind of caught with our pants down on that grid there. We had 3 minutes left on the grid, but one new feature on iRacing is that quick qualify feature. So kind of cut our intro a little bit short here, but luckily able to get that sorted. As your top two are I don't know if they're friends or if they're not too happy with how they raced each other on those opening laps, but I guess we'll kind of find out in a matter of half a lap once we go back racing.
These guys are ready to rock and roll now. Single file restarts up in this World of Outlaws Sprint Cars series. So these guys ready to go here. Brock Brewer is your control car, and he's going to woe the field way up before getting on the throttle. Green flag is back in the air.
We talked about a morning race. Well, Derek Sellers needs that coffee. He's going to fall back by almost a second off the get-go there. Now he's going to have a battle with Ben Estep for that second spot. Menard's car to the inside.
Estep takes over that second position now, but don't look too fast. Here comes Chad Burton to the inside. He's trying to fight for third. He's got his eyes on second.
Yeah, but Sellers on the outside, he's trying to get that spot back. He's going to hold off the two of Chad Burt for now, but Burt's going to continue to fight on the inside. Nearly a three-wide battle as Nick Bradham will try to get into the mix there.
3 cars under a blanket for position number 2, and Bradham trying to look to the inside now, and now you've got Harrison coming into the mix now.
All these guys are well behind Brock Brewer, who got off to about a second advantage right off the get-go there. Still holds on to that, but Estep does have full control of the second position. See if he can eat into that gap at all.
145 miles an hour by the end of these straights. These are bad, fast speeds, and sketchy at that coming off these corners. These sprint cars, they're lightweight. They like to take air, and all of these guys doing a fantastic job holding them, and they really get upset coming out of these corners, Corey, and we're seeing that sometimes down the straights. They get a little bit squirrely on these guys.
Yep, just saw it there with Sellers on the outside. Had a little bit of a wiggle on the exit of 4 there, but again, another battle with Burt. Looks like Sellers is going in the wrong direction here as this race progresses.
Tries to pull the crossover down low. Now he's going to get real loose out of that corner that time by. Turn number 2 did not like him, and he's going to gather it back up clean and green so far, but he lost a lot of time.
Yeah, I think Sellers there, that little bit of a slick line developing, probably second groove up. He had his wheels right in that slick line, got him loose, and that allowed Burt to get that position on him, but Burt is having trouble himself in that slick line, trying to pass on the inside.
Derek Sellers back to the high side. He's got company back there for the 4th position now from Nick Bradham down low. Drag race this time out of turn number 2, and so far Sellers is going to hold it, but how long is it going to last? Is that bottom groove going to make it? Almost contact that time off of 4.
Yeah, and I think that time Burt realized that, hey, I'm going to have to go, or rather Sellers learned I'm going to have to go a little bit higher on the track to make that move. Well, here he goes with a slide job down the bottom in 3. Can he clear him? And Sellers is going to hang on the outside.
Nearly had it cleared and just couldn't quite get that gas tank to clear the nose of that race car. We got a slow car down low. Hopefully he'll be able to clear there. And car number 4 of Bradham still trying that bottom line, and he's going to fall off a little bit now. Company back from the car behind him. Harrison trying to make a move to the outside.
And while this is happening, Brandon, that gap up front is starting to shrink. It was 0.8 between Brewer and Estep, and it's actually going to be a lot shorter because caution's on the speedway.
Yellow flag flies on the speedway once again. It's going to be for car 10, hard up into the outside wall, and he actually went up and over for a brief amount of time there, and go back on replay, see what happened.
Yeah, trying to cue that up here on the Primetime Racing TV replay. Running the top there, running the cushion, and he kind of did a little pirouette there on the top of, I believe it to be turn 2. Luckily, everybody, including the leaders, were able to avoid him there.
Yeah, that right rear got sucked right into that outside concrete, and that's something you really got to watch here running that high side, is especially if there's not really a cushion built up there yet. It's going to be real easy to clip that right rear, and your speeds are so high here, it's just going to suck that race car right in.
Well, we're already pushing halfway in this what will be a very short stream here. I kind of pulled this together last second, try to get some dirt content on the channel and test some things out. But Brandon, we saw that last restart. Sellers was absolutely sleeping. Let Brewer get out there, nearly a second gap off of turn 2 on the restart. I have a feeling S-Step is where he was gaining. He's going to be on his wheelhouse, and he's going to try to stay a lot closer and make a battle for the win here.
Yeah, Brewer's definitely going to have company up front, I think, and it's going to be a good one here coming to line. Now, we said earlier, I believe this track was going to slick off, and that bottom slicked off real quick, Corey. There isn't much of a groove down there anymore. You got a little bit of moisture down there yet, but not a whole lot to work with.
But when the bottom is open, even if it's not good, that opens the slider line, Brandon. That's what we're used to seeing. That slider line is going to be fully utilized in the second half of this race, I do imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. With a racetrack so wide like this, there's plenty of room of opportunity for it. And, you know, these guys, I think, going to try to utilize it the best they can, especially if it's going to come down to a win.
Not quite sure what Brewer's doing there. I think he just might be having some fun there with the pace car or something. But
yeah, I don't know. Welcome to iRacing official races here, folks.
Sometimes you play games with the pace car. I mean, I know in some NASCAR races I've seen people, you know, go about a lap ahead, go to the bathroom, get back in the car and go. Not really doing that here at Bristol, but we'll see what happens, because now what in the world is going on here? He's trying to get everybody black flag so he wins the race by default? Is that what's going on?
I have no idea, but lights are out on top of the iRacing official pace truck now, and Brock Brewer going to try this one more time. You saw him playing a little bit of a game on the last start here. We'll see what he does this time. And
he is really holding a gap to the pace truck here. I mean, he's nearly a straightaway behind the pace truck here off of 2. This is official iRacing, folks. There's no league admin controlling this. This is just the algorithms figuring it out. So it's kind of what you deal with. But as you said, Brandon, here we go. He's running that high line, blocking the outside from passes on the restart, waiting for the loud pedal to be pressed. There it is. Green flag, 16 to go.
No games that time. He blew the field up at a steady pace, and that time still got a pretty good gap. But I think Ben Estep, he's going to try that low line one more time, and right up to the back Nerf bar that time. Lost a little bit of ground on quarter exit.
Now that high line is just going to be way too hard to overcome, if I'm not mistaken. But Chad Burt really worked that low line, the low line. He's making something happen down there. They're nearly 3 wide off of the corner.
I don't know if I've ever seen that, but he's making it work down there.
Look at him down there.
He's running the apron. He took out the cone there that time out of turn 2, and he's trying to make it work on the low side now. He found the grip down there. Now it's going to be side by side for the race lead.
We'll be getting the $5.99 bill from Home Depot for the cone replacement there, but if that's making it work for him, I think he'll take the bill for it. But look at Ben Estep going for the lead here in 3. He's low, Kitty. Clear off of 4. He's not going to be able to side by side for the lead.
Drag race that side at a quarter number 1. Now this time at a turn number 2. That low line may have something left. Ben Estep still trying to fight down low. These guys are in one heck of a battle back there, and it's going to be still 2 cars under a blanket. He lost a little bit of time that time out of the corner. We'll see if he can gain it back.
Now, Brandon, if you're Estep, do you kind of want to run the top, get closer, and then use the bottom so you can try to clear?
I don't know, because now he's got company back from behind him from your 3rd placeman. That's going to be Chad Burt trying to make something happen on that low side. And you know, you kind of got to run a defensive line as well if you want any shot at this win.
Here he goes. This is the closest he's been yet, but he's playing conservative. I think he probably could have washed up and shut the door. I think he'll be able to now. He's got to do it. He's playing Mr. Nice Guy.
He dives it down low once again, and I think he's got a grip strip down there, just a little bit of moisture that he found, and I believe this time, yeah, new leader. He's going to be your new leader, car number 3, Ben Estep.
Now, what do you do if you're Brock Brewer? Do you stick to the top and try to make it work, or do you just kind of have to, you know, say that I can't run down there? But someone who can run down there is that 2 Machine. I just don't think he could do it as well as S-Step is.
Brewer's got more company down low as the field starts to head into lap traffic here. Now, he's going to lose another position. He tapped that outside wall, flirting with danger on the outside there. And
lap car
he's
into the
gonna
wall.
lose that
Lap
second
car
spot.
on the wall. That's Dan Irvine. That's gonna throw the caution out.
Oh, big contact.
That's going to change everything. You would think he was trying so hard to get out of the way. It's one of those instances you try to get out of the way and you make a worse situation than if you just held your line. To check that out on replay. Yeah, he just got too high, got into the loose stuff, and up and over against the concrete. Luckily, everyone avoided him, but that's going to give us about a 5-lap dash, Brandon.
Yeah, he did actually get clipped there, but I believe everybody managed to keep it going one way or another, and yeah, this is going to leave us a dash to the finish Saturday night, or I guess in this case, a Friday night brawl.
Now, it's kind of hard to say, Brandon, because we know how these restarts go. If you can get a good restart, sometimes, you know, you can make something happen on the first lap, but if that 3 can get any kind of a jump, what he's doing there on the inside, I think this is pretty much going to be lights out. But if he gets loose in that slick at all, misses a wheel down there against the left side, I think that'll open the door up for the 2 up top.
Yeah, I believe so, and, you know, these guys, I think, are going to have a really good battle on their hands. Both of them are really, really good on that low side, so they're going to have to move around a little bit, try to find what works, and hopefully we'll get a good restart.
That's the thing about running those kind of super low, super high lines is your room for error is just so minimal. Where especially when you're running that low, Brandon, there's that banking transition where it goes from pretty much 20 to like 12. You don't want to be on that, but you have to be hugging it to get that little bit of moisture down there.
And again, folks, you're watching the iRacing NOS Energy World of Outlaws Sprint Cars Fixed Series here live on PTRTV. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell notification for all of the live updates on what's happening here on the channel. These guys, I think, about ready to get going this time. I believe lights have been turned out on the pace. No, not this time. Getting excited over here.
Yeah, I don't know what's queuing it here. I mean, we get some speedy dry. Is that a thing on dirt? We put speedy dry down or something like that. It's making this caution extend, but just adds more drama to what will be 5 laps to go.
Sure, the intensity will be high once we get back going here under green flag conditions, and hopefully we'll get the 1-to-go signal this time as the field heads down the front straightaway.
Yeah, we will indeed see what happens. As presumably, as you said, we're going to get that lights out signal, and there it goes. So it's going to be S-Step, Burt, Brewer, Bradham, and Sellers, your top 5 here. Remember, caution laps do not count, so we've stayed at 6 to go. We'll take 5 to go and see what happens in roughly about a minute's worth of green flag action if this finishes green.
It's going to be 5 laps to go. Friday night shootout here live on PTRTV. Some iRacing official action. Ben Estep, can he hold off your second placement of Chad Burt? Pace car pulls off. They are on the throttle. Green flag is back in the air.
Estep tried to play some games, but Burt was on the game and stayed right with him there. But here comes Brewer to the inside. All that's going to give that big gap for Estep there. 0.3 of a second of a gap as he's running that bottom. But look at the 2 dive in there.
Wow, he got wicked loose that time off of turn 4, though, and he's going to lose a lot of ground. Estep's got a big lead now out front.
Estep ran the bottom, and Burt's going to say, well, you're running the bottom, I'm running the bottom. He's all the way even a lane lower, but I just don't think there's enough banking down there to make that stick. But as soon as I say that, he actually gained a little bit that last lap. Oh!
He's gaining time on him, near lead contact. Nerf bar that time by. They power through turns 3 and 4 now. Does Burt have anything left for him? 2 laps to go that time at the stripe.
You can see everyone is committed to running the lowest groove possible. I think the outside is kind of out of the question right now for these last 2 laps. Coming to the white flag, call it down, Brandon.
Caution flag flies on the speedway. Caution flag flies on the speedway.
Upside down Anthony Prodan, it looks like, on the front straightaway. We'll try to go take a look at what happened to him. I just got loose off of 4 and hit the pit road cones, and about a 6 out of 10 I'll give that flip because he didn't land it.
Wicked flip down the front straightaway, and he two-wheeled it all the way to the inside wall there. Nearly kept it upright. It couldn't quite get there.
Another $5.99 invoice from Home Depot for another cone killed. I mean, I don't know what cones cost these days. $5.99 sounds a little low, but maybe we're getting them on sale. Who knows?
They were the clearance section.
That's how we work here. Budget channel, budget stuff. But again, last second broadcast here. We know this is not going to be the most viewed broadcast, but if you are checking it out, feel free to share it. Help us out. And again, if you're looking to have anything featured on the channel, we are trying to get some content out there to get people to know what we're offering in 2022. So if dirt's what it is, if NASCAR's what it is, let us know. We're happy to cover some more official stuff. We will be covering the iRacing official Asphalt Sprint Car Cup in the next season. So stay tuned for that on Tuesday nights. But we will be awaiting the finish of tonight's Dirt Sprint Car Fixed feature. We're also, I think, Brandon, we were considering covering the Open Series as well, or potentially. So, again, a lot of stuff on the table here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think either this or, yeah. 'Cause I think we were trying to decide between this and late models to cover, but either way, I think we may end up seeing some more dirt and short track racing action here, which I'm personally a fan of.
I mean, you can only watch. I mean, NASCAR is fun. It's my cup of tea, but you know, I'm trying to become more versed in this stuff, not as a driver because I just can't do it. But it's definitely, as a spectator, this is definitely something to watch when you have a good group of guys doing it. And even though this is an official kind of mid-level split, Brandon, these guys are putting on a pretty decent show.
Absolutely, they are, Corey, and it's going to be a one-lap dash here at the end. It should be green and white flying together. They should get the one to go signal this time at the flag stand saying, get ready, gear up, we're going to be going green. And it's going to be one to watch here. I'm really excited to see what happens here off of this restart.
And so I just want to confirm that, Brandon, because again, I'm kind of a newbie at this too. So we are 2 to go as registered now, and we are still 2 to go. We are 1 to go now. 1 to go, 1 more pace lap, but when we take the green flag, it will tick over to 1 to go, per what you're saying?
Yep, so I call it the charge lap. And so they'll charge it to the next lap up. Green flag will fly, and they should get the white flag and green flag together here this time. Field stacked up, ready to roll here. The pace truck pulls down into the safety of pit lane. Ben Estep ready to get on the throttle. He's going to have company. Green flag is back in the air. The field charges down through turns 1 and 2 this time. Does Burt have anything for him back there? Chad Burt, car number 2. He dives it way down low. Look out, Estep, nothing for him. He wins at the Great Coliseum.
What a finish there with these guys. That step holds on Burt. If he had about 3 or 4 more laps, that would have been a hell of a show, Brandon. But he, for an official race, not to turn him, you got to give him props on that.
Unbelievable. And what a show for a last-minute broadcast, Corey.
Yeah, definitely picked a good one here. So, but we'll wrap things up here. Again, no interviews or anything like that because this is all a last-second deal. But let's go ahead and give you the final rundown of race results here tonight from the Bristol Motor Speedway. Ben Estep with that win. Chad Burt with a close second-place finish. Brock Brewer led early, settles for third. Then we have Nick Bradham, Leonard Harrison the third, Derek Sellers, Tyler Groff, and Craig Anke in the 8th position. We're all not riding off your top 10. Jason Wellenman and Greg Higbee.
Eli Valentine finishing back there in the 11th position with Anthony Prodan finishing in 12th. Anthony Butte finishing back there in the 13th position, with Benjamin Quelch, I believe that's how you pronounce it, finishing in 14th. 15th back there is going to be Dan Irvin, with Justin Egan finishing in that 16th position, and rounding out the field is going to be Jim George and Patrick Jarowski.
Yep, so that is our race here. That is our broadcast on PTRTV, iRacing official World of Outlaws NOS Energy Sprint Car Fixed Series here. Hope you enjoyed tonight's action. Again, like, subscribe. If you like what you see, check out our website at www.primetimeratingtv.com. And that's Corey Silva and Brandon Kreutz signing out of the booth. Have a great night, and we'll catch you next time.